Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to go through all these books in front because I did a massive book shopping haul recently and I thought I'd just show you how many more books I've got. I'm going to go through them each with genres. So it'll be romance, then fantasy, then thrillers and all the other genres that I've got. Hope you enjoy. So the first genre I am going to discuss is romance, and I am starting off with The Love of My Afterlife by Kirsty Greenwood. Can we just take a moment to really appreciate these frayed edges? We love that the works are doing frayed edges now because it makes them affordable. This book features around Delphi even. I say Delphi because that's the Greek version of saying it. Delphi is recently deceased and has just met the one in the afterlife, but is devastated when a mix-up means he is immediately sent back to Earth. Delphi is given a second chance and accepts a deal in which she can return to her previous life in London and reconnect with the mysterious stranger she is her soulmate. The challenge: she only has 10 days to find him. 10 days to make him fall for her. Oh, and he has no recollection of them ever having met. This seems very up my street. I love anything to do with the afterlife. The cover is absolutely simply gorgeous. And I'm very excited to read it. I think it's going to be comedic, heartwarming and very funny, and I'm hoping it's a 4-star read. This next book is again from the works. It's one of the newest ones in my local branch, in my local store. I'm very excited about it. The only thing I will have to say is this is a new series, or it says it's a new series on Goodreads. However, they only had the first and third book, so I've only got the first book. Why? Can someone tell me? Do the works not get the whole series in when they really should? Because people would buy them more. It infuriates me. But anyway, this is Between Commitment and Betrayal by Cheyenne Rose. Please correct me if I'm saying that name wrong. It's hard to tell. This caught me from the top opening sentence of the blurb, which is, "Our marriage isn't real, so why do our kisses feel so good?" Declan Hardy, heartthrob and retired billionaire, is my complete opposite. He's commanding and cooperative. He's loud when I stay quiet. All we have in common is that both our names are on my father's will. He'll inherit an empire and I'll keep the one thing I hold dear. But there's a catch. I have to marry him, or at least pretend to. 1 year of fake marriage, 1 year of living together, but it's not that simple. Especially when I can't tell if his kisses are fake, and if I'm really still pretending when I kiss him back. There's a fine line between commitment and betrayal, and neither of us knows where it falls. Declan and I would never work for real, or would we? A hot, dark romance from the TikTok sensation Cheyenne Rose is your new obsession. So this, I'm really hoping is going to be a good read. I'm very excited about it. And it actually says on the bottom that the next 2 books are Between Love and Loathing and Between Never and Forever. So if this sounds up your cup of tea, please let me know if you've got like the whole set and how it plays out, because I believe they're all brothers. I think it's the Hardy Billionaire Brothers series. So yeah, I'm very excited and I'm hoping this will be a 5 stars. The next book I'm going to discuss is 2 by Ruby Lang, Clean Breaks and Hard Knocks. Now, I was a bit not anxious about picking these up, but very nervous about picking them up because I skipped the first book. I don't know the exact order of the series, so I might not be 100% right, but I'm pretty sure the first book is Acute Reactions, and this Clean Breaks is the second one by Ruby Lang. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the really simple but cute covers that have got gorgeous colours? I love it when I see a book in the works that's just like bright and colourful, and it really draws my attention. So this one is about love could be just what the doctor ordered. Sarah Soon may have recovered from cancer, but her brush with mortality has left the unusually confident gynecologist shaken. One thing is certain: she doesn't want Jake Lee, her brother's annoyingly good and disturbingly hot best friend, hanging around. Everyone keeps telling newly divorced social worker Jake that he shouldn't look for a serious relationship right now. But Jake can't stay away from Sarah. And despite her complicated past, Sarah can't stop wanting Jake. This is one break that neither of them can make. It says it's a gorgeously heartwarming, spicy romance. It's not that thin, so if you're like a slow reader who likes thinner books but wants romance, this would be perfect for you. I don't know how much I'm expecting because, of course, I chose not to get the first book because it didn't seem up my alley. But I'm probably expecting like a 4, maybe 3 or 4 stars. And the next one, I think everyone will be interested in this one because it seems like a really big thing at the minute. It is when I can pick it up. In the interim, I will say that you could have got this whole series from the works in the 3 for $6 deal. The only reason I didn't is because I didn't like the first one. But this next one is again Ruby Lang, and it's Hard Knocks. So this blurb reads: they're both making their final play, and this time it's for keeps. Neurologist Helen Chang Frobisher is on a mission to ban ice hockey and prevent the kind of concussive brain injury that plagues her father. Professional player Adam Magnus is desperately trying to secure his career despite his team's dismal record. In public, Adam and Helen spar over the future of the sports franchise. In private, they find themselves battling an impossible attraction, even as they fight over the ice. They can't deny the scorching chemistry pulling them together. Only one of them can come out on top. But what happens when winning means losing each other? Again, a really thin book. Sounds like a really cute story that I'm hoping has a lot of banter in it because it sounds enemy to lovers-esque. And I am very excited about reading these 2 when I finally get around to them. On to the next. Now, when I read the blurb for Better Left Unsent by Leah Louie in the works, I burst out laughing because if you're looking for a rom-com, I'm pretty sure this is the ideal book for you. So, I'll read what one of the review says at the top. In a world of rom-coms that can blur into one another, Leah Louie is standing head and shoulders above every single one. And that comes from Gillian McAllister. The blurb, which is hilarious, reads: Millie Chandler is known at work as the nice receptionist who got dumped by the company hotshot. And ever since then, she has vowed to keep everything to herself. Her feelings, her hopes, and especially her fears. But Millie does have an outlet. Her emails from sarcastic replies to a rude boss, rants to friends about their terrible taste in men, to a 500-word love declaration to her ex. Millie's reality lives in her drafts until the morning she discovers that they are somehow in her sent folder. The truth is out. As every dark secret she's worked so hard to keep password protected is released, Millie must fix the chaos her words have caused. Will Millie find the strength to open both her heart and her inbox? If this isn't a feel-good read of the summer, I don't know what is. Again, in the 3 for $6 deal from the works, so it's like £2.50 for this chunk of a book that seems very funny, heartwarming, and just probably like a worst nightmare come true because I don't do email drafts, but could you imagine if everyone did email drafts and they just got sent like whenever you wanted? The stuff that would get said is not worth even thinking about. I'm hoping this is a 5-star read because it just sounds so good. I don't read rom-coms often, so it could be my first foray into rom-coms, and I'm very excited. Now, I know if anyone is on like Bookstagram or Book Talk, Lauren Asher is kind of the new it thing, along with like Anna Hang and everyone and Elsie Silver and stuff. And I managed to get my hands on Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. Now, I do have Love Redesigned. Have I read it yet? No, I haven't. Am I looking forward to reading it at some point? Yes, I am. But I am very much one of those shoppers that if a second in a series comes to the works, I will get it because I will read that series at some point, and when I do, I will devour it. So this beautiful cover of a book is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. And let me read the blurb. Ellie Sinclair is a hopeless romantic who writes love songs. I'm a struggling workaholic who could inspire 100 breakup songs. On paper, we have nothing in common except for my son. For 8 months, I have avoided her until our summer trip. 14 days, 2 islands, and 1 nanny I shouldn't be attracted to. Spending time with Ellie is expected, but enjoying her company, that isn't part of our travel plans. After my divorce, I swore to protect my heart at all costs, even if it means breaking hers in the process. I forgot to mention that that was from Raphael's perspective, and the next bit is Ellie's perspective. What's worse than working for a grumpy single dad? Admitting that I once had a secret crush on him in high school? Thankfully, Rafael Lopez and I have changed since we graduated from Wisteria High. He is a billionaire with a company to run and a child to take care of. I'm an unemployed songwriter. He hired to watch his son and teach him music. We coexist without any issue until vacation changes everything. Lines blur and old feelings for Raphael return with vengeance as I face a new dilemma. Being his son's nanny is one thing, but wishing for more sounds like a heartbreak song waiting to be written. Now, if I've learned anything from my foray into romance over the last couple of months, it's that you give me the nanny trope and I love it. I mean, it's not my favourite, but done right, it's great. Like Elsie Silver and with Willa and Cade, and that has my heart. That book has my heart. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this. It is a chunk of a book, and I'm so happy I managed to get it for £6 at the works. Now, this next little book, I will be honest and say I got it because the title it is a Taylor Swift song. I wish you would. I'm very excited. So it's cute, tiny, probably a very good summer read if you're looking for something over the summer that's petite. So it says 7 secrets on the loose, 7 private confessions that could lead to love or disaster. It's senior sunrise, the epic overnight at the beach that kicks off senior year. For Natalia and Ethan, it's also their first time together since they almost crossed the line from best friends to something more and ruined everything. When the chance comes to confess what they'd do if they were braver in a private letter, a senior sunrise tradition. Natalie pours her heart out, so do the rest of the class. But when Natalie panics and tries to retrieve her letter, the wind scatters 7 of the notes across the beach. Now Ethan and Natalie are forced to work together to find the lost letters before any secrets are revealed, especially their own. And it sets a Sweeney summer romance from sparkling new voice Eva De Loris. I have never heard of her, but she uses a Taylor Swift song as a title, and it makes me very happy, and it was only £3 from the works, as per usual. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I don't know when I'll get around to it. It'll probably be next summer at this rate, but I've got it. So this is the last book in my purely romance genre category. I know that there'll be some books in the rest of them that kind of have romance things, but I was purely focusing on like the romance of it all. So this is A Wish for Us, by Tilly. Hang on, the sticker's covering the author. By Tilly Cole. I believe was she the one that wrote The Thousand Boy Kisses? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Actually, no. It says on the back of the book because I'm blind that she wrote A Thousand Boy Kisses. So by the same author. I haven't read A Thousand Boy Kisses. I know. Shame on me. I don't know. I read the blurb when I was in the works the other day, and it's not hitting me yet. We'll see. So this book says a symphony of hope, a symphony of love, a symphony of them. Cromwell Dean is a rising star in the British music scene. Broody, talented and handsome. Thousands of people adore him, but no one knows him. Not really, until he meets her, the girl in the purple dress, late one night on a beach in Brighton, never to see each other again. When Cromwell leaves England for college in South Carolina, the last person he expects to run into is her. Bonnie Faraday knows Cromwell is bad news, but something draws her to him. He's the beat that makes her heart skip, and she's the light to his darkness. But when a shadow falls across her fragile heart, it's up to him to keep her strong. With a symphony only he can compose, and a love only they can share. A heart-shattering story about 2 lost souls and a love that could heal both their hearts. Sounds heartwarming. Sounds heartbreaking. I'm all in. I very much look forward to reading this. I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I love having the option of having so many books to read that are all kind of romantic, but so many different versions of that. And I can't resist like one that centers around music because I absolutely love music. So this will definitely be an interesting read, and it's quite a good size again, and again from the works for £5. So I think all in all, if you're looking for romance books, the works is the place to go. The next genre I'm going to tackle is my thrillers and mysteries. So the first thriller I am going to discuss is The Coming Darkness by Greg Moss. This caught my eye, mainly because the cover looks just so cool. I love the neon writing and the dark background, and I'm just very happy with it. It's a good chunky size, and of course it was in the 3 for $6 deal again. So, danger is coming, and only one man can see it. Paris, 2037, with a double threat of rising temperatures and new diseases jeopardising public health. The world has never been more dangerous. French Special Agent Alexandre Lamarck is hunting a network of eco-terrorists, one that is widespread and reaches the highest levels. And as the only man able to see through the web of lies, Alex may be the world's last hope. So, this sounded incredible to me. I love that it's set a bit in the future. I love that it kind of centres around some of the problems that we have today, but kind of also futuristic. And it just sounds really fast-paced and cool. So this is number 1 in a series, and the next one that I'm going to talk about is number 2. So this is The Coming Storm by, again, Greg Moss. It's the second in this series. I don't know what the series is called, I'll be 100% honest, and I think there might be more in this series. But let me read the blurb. Sometimes the calm is deadlier than the storm. He may have saved the world from darkness, but Special Agent Alexandre Lamarck knows his work is not done yet. There's still a terrorist threat out there, pulling together the strands of a new and even more destructive conspiracy to bring the world to its knees. Battling with personal tragedy on one hand and the intrusion of newfound celebrity on the other, Alex and his allies must re-emerge from self-imposed exile to face the fight of their lives. From the streets of Paris, the lithium mines of southern Mali, to the mighty Aswan Dam, they come up against forces whose intentions are as devious as they are malign. Time is against them, and there's more at stake than ever. Can they survive the coming storm? And this is, it actually says, the hotly anticipated sequel to Sunday Times thriller of the year, The Coming Darkness. So, Greg Moss seems like the new guy for thriller, and mystery and crime, and I'm very excited to see where this series takes me. The next books I'm going to talk about is something that everyone has been talking about for ages. Well, would you look at me, I'm finally going to read The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. I will be honest, my story with Frida McFadden has not been the best, because I read One by One for a book club, and kind of made me not want to read anything from her for a while, which is why I'm only getting to the Housemaid series now. I just found the characters in One by One very two-dimensional, not a lot going on. It was kind of just a bit meh for me. I think I gave it 3 stars, 2 or 3 stars, which is low for me if you know my rating system, really. But I'm going to give this series a go and see how I feel, because everyone raves about it so much, and I want to know if it's any good. So let me read the blurb. And also, if you've been hesitant to read Frida McFadden, let me know down below, and I might do a video later on the line once I've read like this first one and see where my thoughts and opinions are lying. Or maybe we can get like a book club together or something to try and read Frida McFadden together. Just hit me up in the comments and let me know, because I don't want to be alone in my hesitancy to read this. So it says, every day I clean the Winchester's beautiful house. I collect their daughter from school, and I cook a delicious meal for the whole family before heading up to eat alone in my tiny room on the top floor. I try to ignore how Nina Winchester makes a mess just to watch me clean it up. How she tells strange lies about her own daughter, and how her husband seems more broken every day. But it's hard not to imagine what it would be like to live Nina's life. The walk-in closet, the fancy car, the perfect husband. I only try on one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, but she soon finds out. And by the time I realise my bedroom door only looks from the outside, it's far too late. But the Winchesters don't know who I really am. They don't know what I'm capable of. I'll be honest and say that the thing that drew me when I read the book, when I read the back of the book in the shop, was the Winchesters, because I'm a massive Supernatural fan, and I also love the Winchester Mystery House in America. So either way, it could either be really good or it could be a complete miss for me, but we will see. The next book, of course, I'm going to mention is The Housemaid's Secret. So, of course, I haven't read The Housemaid, so I don't know what The Housemaid's Secret is going to fully entail. I believe they've all wanted from each other, otherwise it would be really weird if not, because they're all about a housemaid. But who knows, maybe there's just loads of weird, creepy, murderous housemaids out there. Who knows? So this is the housemaid's secret, and I'll read the blurb quickly. It's hard to find an employer who doesn't ask too many questions about my past. So I thank my lucky stars that Douglas Garrett and his wife miraculously give me a job cleaning their stunning penthouse with views across the city and preparing fancy meals in the shiny kitchen. I can work here for a while, stay quiet until I get what I want. It's almost perfect, but I still haven't met Mrs. Garrett or seen inside the guest bedroom. I'm sure I hear her crying. I see spots of blood around the neck of her white nightgowns when I'm doing laundry. And one day I can't help but knock on the door when it gently swings open. When it gently swings open, what I see inside changes everything. Douglas Garrett has done wrong. He's going to play. It's simply a question of how far I'm willing to go. Again, seems pretty exciting, seems pretty tense, and another possibly murderous housewife. The next book is The Housemaid is Watching. Now, The Housemaid is Watching has been all over my Instagram because it's only come out recently. I think that's what turned me on to looking at them again, because so many people that I follow that have the similar taste in books that I do have loved them. So I just wanted to see. So let me read the blurb quickly, and then I'll move on to my other thrillers, because I know that if I haven't read the first two, I'm not going to know about the third. Funnily enough. So, my past is far, far behind us, and I'll do anything to keep it that way. I used to clean other people's houses, and now I have one of my own. The charming kitchen, the quiet cul-de-sac, the huge yard where my kids can play. My husband and I work so hard for this life. When our new neighbour invites us to dinner, a maid opens the door. Looking at her white apron and neat hair is like looking in the mirror. I know exactly what it's like to be in her shoes, but her cold stare gives me the chills. It's not the only strange thing here. I'm sure I see a shadowy figure watching us. My husband leaves the house late at night, and one woman's word chilled me to the bone. Be careful of your neighbours. I thought I'd left my darkest secrets behind, but could this quiet street be the most dangerous place of all? How far can one woman go to protect the life she so carefully built for herself? The housemaid returns in this pulse-pounding roller coaster of a thriller from Sunday Times best-selling author Frida McFadden. So, it sounds cool. I've seen some mixed reviews about number 3, so we will see how it goes. The next thriller I'm going to talk about is I'm Not Done With You Yet by Jessie Stanner. So, this book instantly drew my eye because of the bright pink writing. And then when I read the blurb, I just couldn't resist. So, this is I'm Not Done With You Yet by Jessie Stanner, and I'll read the blurb. Jane is struggling. I've been searching for you. Jane is a struggling writer, trapped in an underwhelming marriage, scraping to get by in a life she's never really wanted. There's only ever been one person she cared about, one person who truly understood her. Talia, Jane's best and only friend, made during their time together at Oxford, but the night that should have bound them together for good drove them apart until now. And now I found you. Because after years of searching, Talia is everywhere as she tops the New York Times bestseller list, and now Jane is reunited with Talia after all these years. Stop at nothing to avoid losing her again. I won't let you go. This seems really tense, really just cool, and I love the vibes of like the characters. I'm like, it gives me Stalker vibes, but I'm excited. So again, really good price from the works, and I look forward to reading it. The next one is Good Half Gone by Tarrant Fisher. So, as you can see, this book was in the sale. I got it for £3. I'm very happy. And with that price, I couldn't resist. I'm a sucker for books in the sale. So this one is, How far will one twin go to discover where a good half has gone? Iris Walsh saw her twin sister Piper get kidnapped. So why did no one believe her? Iris narrowly escaped getting her pretty popular twin sister's fate as a teen. Vanished long before the cops agreed to investigate. With no evidence to go on but a few fractured memories, the case quickly went cold. Now an adult, Iris wants one thing: proof. And if the police still won't help, she'll just have to find her her own way. By interning at the isolated Shore Island Hospital for the Criminally Insane, where secrets lurk in the shadows and are kept under lock and key. But Iris soon realises that something even more sinister is simmering through the surface of the shore, and that the patients are the only one being observed. So this sounds amazing. I love that it's probably going to be set in like a psychiatric mental hospital type thing, because I haven't read many books that are in that setting, and I love it. And I really hope she does manage to find it for twin sister, but it sounds really twisty, and I'm very excited. So this is Good Have Gone by Taryn Fisher. The last book I'm going to talk about is, in my thriller category even, is The Launch Party by, let me look at the spine, because I can't see, by Lauren Forry. Now, I read the top of this blurb and was just very, very excited because it's set on the moon. And I've never read a book at all, a murder mystery that's set on a moon. So it gave me all the excitement. Let me read the blurb for you. 10 lucky people have won a place at the most exclusive launch event of the century. The grand opening of the Hotel Artemis, the first hotel on the moon. It's an invitation to die for. As their transport departs for its return to Earth and the doors seal shut behind them, the guests take the next leap for mankind. However, they soon discover that all is not as it seems. The champagne may be flowing, but there is no one to pour it. Room service is available, but there is no one to deliver it. Besides the 10 of them, they are completely alone. When one of the guests is found murdered, fear spreads through the group, but that death is only the beginning. Being 3 days' journey from home and with no way to contact the outside, can any of the guests survive their stay? So it seems really exciting. It's a very unique setting, and I'm very much looking forward to this. So the next genre I'm going to discuss is the ones that give me all the witchy vibes. So I'm not normally one for older characters in book settings, because I'm only 20. I forgot my age. I'm only 22, and I really like relating to characters. But when I saw this book with the cover and then read the blurb, I could not resist. This is The Accidental Medium by, why do I always forget who it's by? By Tracy Whitwell. And let me read the blurb because it's hilarious. Meet Tans, the accidental medium who, with the help of the dead, is about to become an unwilling crime solver. Tans is a wine-loving, straight-talking, once successful TV actress from Gateshead, whose career was shriveled like an antique walnut. She's still grieving for her friend Frank, who died in a car crash 3 years ago, and she has to find a normal job in London to fund her cocktail habit. When she starts work in a new age shop, Tans suddenly discovers that the voices she's hearing in her head are not just her imagination working overtime, but are in fact messages from beyond the grave. Alarmed, she confronts her little ma'am and discovers she is from a long line of psychic mediums. Despite an exciting new avenue of life opening up to Tans, darkness isn't far away. All too soon there's murder in the air. It sounds like a good little thriller, but also gives me all the witchy vibes because she's a psychic medium, and I'm very excited. This is the first book, and the second one, which I'm going to show you in a minute, is The Gin Palace. Now, if the blurb of the first book, The Accidental Medium, gives me anything to go by, this is just going to be as fun and lighthearted and hilarious. So this is The Gin Palace by Tracy Whitwell. It's the second in the Accidental Medium series. I think there's 3. I could be wrong. But so yeah, Tans, the accidental medium, is back, and this time the dead mean business. Ever since Tans discovered she could speak with the dead, life has been a whole lot more interesting. But after putting herself in grave danger helping to solve a grisly murder, she's determined to ignore the voices and put all that nasty business behind her. So when she's offered an acting gig in her hometown of Newcastle, it feels like a perfect opportunity to spend some time with family and have a laugh with old friends. But the dead won't stay quiet for long. Soon Tans is being drawn back into their world, and this time the danger is much closer to home. So yeah, they both seem like quick, easy, fun, maybe Halloweeny reads. I'm definitely going to try read them around Halloween because they sound so fun. And I look forward to giving a review at a later date to see how good they are. The next one I'm going to talk about is Wish You Weren't Here by Emma Jackson. Shockingly, it's another witchy vibes book from The Works. Can you see a theme here that I really do love The Works and all they have to offer? So this is Wish You Weren't Here by Emma Jackson. I've had it for a while, so I don't know if it's still in stock, but let me read the blurb and you can see for yourself if you like it or not. One hurricane, 2 stranded witches, sparks are bound to fly. Kay knows 3 things to be true. A witch who cannot control her powers is dangerous. She needs to make it home for her brother's wedding. And Harry Ashworth is the last person she ever wants to see. But after visiting the witching community's equivalent of IT support to try to fix her misbehaving magic, a hurricane hits and her flight home is cancelled. Not only is Kay stranded, but she's stranded with Harry, her infuriatingly handsome and charming childhood friend who broke her heart when they were teenagers. Except Harry is a frustratingly powerful witch, so working together might be their only way to get back home. And the more time they spend together, the harder it becomes to ignore what is simmering under the surface. Soon it becomes clear that Kay's magic isn't the only thing she doesn't have control of. Fun, light-hearted, hope there's a lot of banter. I definitely look forward to reading it. I do love my books that include witches and witchcraft and anything witchy vibes. They're so fun to read, and it sounds like it's gonna be a good read. So I look forward to reading this again. I'll probably try fit it in around Halloween, but who knows? So that is Wish You Weren't Here by Emma Jackson. So this is a very special book for me. I do not normally get access to beautiful books like this, and if I can spin it around, so it's Honey Witch, the Fairy Loot edition, and there's the spine. It's Honey Witch by, when I can tell you what it is, by Sydney J. Shields. This is a beautiful book that I bought from a lovely person on Vinted who I'm also very, very good friends with on Instagram. And when I tell you that this book is just gorgeous and beautiful, I mean, I showed the cover, but I can't really lift it up to show the inside. But if you've seen any Fairy Loot books before, you know how gorgeous they are. So I do not know what the original price for this book was, but I got it for around £30, which I think is half off the Fairy Loot box. I could be wrong, but of course I got it from someone that I knew and trusted. So let me read the blurb. It says, Marigold Claude has always preferred the company of the spirits of the meadow to any of the suitors who've tried to woo her. So when her grandmother whisked her away to the family cottage on the tiny isle of Innisfree with an offer to train her as the next Honey Witch, she accepts immediately. But her newfound magic and independence come with a price. No one can fall in love with the Honey Witch. When Lottie Burke, a notoriously wimpy skeptic who doesn't believe in magic, shows up on her doorstep, Marigold can't resist the challenge to prove to her that magic is real. But soon, Marigold begins to care for Lottie in ways she never expected. And when darker magic awakens and threatens to destroy her home, she must fight for much more than her new home, at the risk of losing her magic and her heart. So, I saw this book when it originally came out, and I read the blurb, and I loved it, and I loved the representation and everything about it. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very excited to give it a read. So, that was my last Witchy Vibes book. I'm now going to go on to general fiction before I talk about an amazing news shop that I have in my town and another gift I received. So next we have general fiction, and this is The Memory Library by, when I can get my to show me, it is by Kate Story. So when I read this blurb in the works the other day, I welled up a little bit because it just sounds so adorable. So let me read it to you. Some stories stay with you forever. For 42 years, Sally Harrison has been building a library. Each year, on her daughter's birthday, she adds a new book to her shelves, with a note in the front dedicated to her own greatest work. However, Ella, Sally's only child, fled to Australia 21 years ago after a heated exchange and never looked back. And though Sally still dutifully adds a new paperback to the shelves, every time the clock strikes midnight on July 11th, her hopes for her daughter ever thumbing through the pages are starting to dwindle. Then disaster strikes and Ella is forced to return to the home she once knew, and soon discovers that when one chapter ends, another will soon follow. All you have to do is turn the page. Journey through the pages of this heartwarming novel where hope, friendship, and second chances are written in margins. Perfect for book lovers everywhere and fans of Sally Pages, the keeper of stories. Of course, as a bookworm, this probably is going to have my heart in shreds a little bit, but I'm very excited to read it. So this is the Memory Library by Kate Story. Now, not shockingly, I got this book again because it is the title of Taylor Swift's song, Begin Again, off her album Red. So, of course I had to. But then I read the back and I was really excited. So, this is Begin Again by Holly Acton. Helly Acton. I don't know why I didn't see the E instead of the O. So this says, Frankie Mackenzie is feeling unsettled. Like something is missing from her life. Is it a job to call her own, travel, a moral ordering job, a relationship? Before she can work it out, she dies in a freak kebab-related accident after yet another dud of a first date. But life isn't over for Frankie. Instead, she is offered a second chance. Frankie can revisit key moments from her past to see if different choices will lead her away from that fateful takeaway and out of her comfort zone. Soon Frankie will see what her life could have been if only she'd caught that one-way flight, accepted the marriage proposal, or shown up to the intimidating job interview. Will she finally find a way to her dream life? What would you change if you could begin again? An uplifting novel about life's what-ifs, missed chances, and new beginnings. So, it does give me very reminiscent vibes of the first book I talked about in this video, which is The Love of My Afterlife, because again, it's like second chances and trying to fix things and see what you could be if you'd been given that second chance, and I'm very excited. I do love novels like this, but I feel like sometimes they can be a bit hit or miss if it's not written right, but we will see. The next book that I'm going to talk about isn't a genre, it's fantasy, but it was also a gift from someone, so I wanted to have its own special place. So this was a lovely book gift from someone on Instagram called Read with Keita. I think her name is Nikita. Their name is Nikita. And I think it was either a Wishlist Wednesday or a Fairy Friday, but either way, I'm so grateful to have this book because I've been meaning to read it on my Kindle for ages, but I also seem to be only reading advanced readers copies on my Kindle at the minute, so to have The Serpent and the Wings of Night in paperback for my shelf to be able to read it, I'm very happy. It's the Crowns of Nyxia, I want to say Nyxia series, which everyone has been going on about for ages. Again, I'm pretty sure I'm probably behind, but I kind of just read what I want to when I read what I want to read when I want to read it, so I'm never really that up to date with trends unless I'm reading something for a book club, which again haven't been able to do for a while because I'm inundated myself with 1,000 different advanced readers copies and other stuff. So let me read the background. Human or vampire, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. The adopted human daughter of the Nightborn Vampire King, Araya carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is to enter the Kahari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. But winning won't be easy against the most vicious warriors from all three vampire houses. To survive, Araya will be forced to make an alliance with a mysterious rival. Everything about Ran is dangerous. He is a ruthless vampire, an efficient killer, an enemy to her father's crown and her greatest competition. Yet what terrifies Araya most of all that is she finds herself strangely drawn to him. But there's no room for compassion in the Kahari, and nothing more deadly than love. An addictive enemies to lovers romance, fans of dark romance won't want to miss this. And I believe the second book is The Ashes, the Ashes and the Star-Crossed and the Star-Cursed King. That's what it says on the back of the book anyway. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And I'm very excited for this because if it's anything like any of the other fantasy that I love, it will be amazing. I think it got recommended to me a lot after I finished Sarah J. Maas, so we'll see how it goes when I get around to it. But yeah, thanks to Nikita for gifting me with this book. So this section of my video is going to be dedicated to a new bookshop that I have found in my local area called the Book Circle. Now, there's no discounts and it is full price books, but when I went in, I was amazed with how many books they had that have been popular for some while, or ones that I haven't heard of that I was really excited to find and read. I've got a mixture. I think I've got 2 Greek, 1 fantasy, a young adult, and a romance. So I'm going to go through these, and honestly, you should, if people shop at the Works, you should definitely look in your local area for other bookshops, because I'm so glad I found this local one, just because of how nice it was for us to go in and have time to browse without being in a popular shop that loads of people go to for books. There was loads of choice, it was laid out beautifully, and if you're ever in like the North Yorkshire area, I would highly recommend searching on Google the Book Circle Selby, because it's just amazing. And I couldn't recommend going there more. The lady who works there was really kind, really helpful, knew what she was talking about, and when I went, I even got a national book token, so I can get £5 off wherever national book tokens are used, which I'm very excited about. So without further ado, let me read the books that I got. This first book is Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. Yeah, and she has done a lot of Greek mythology retellings before. I think I've even got one behind me, which is Electra. And I was very excited to see this and find it because I've wanted it for ages. So let me read the book. The mesmerising story of the only female Argonaut, told by Jennifer Saint, the best-selling author of Electra and Ariadne. When a daughter is born to the king of Arcadia, she brings only disappointment. Left exposed on a mountainside, the defenceless infant Atalanta is left to the mercy of a passing mother bear and raised alongside the cubs under the protective eye of the goddess Artemis. Swearing that she will prove her worth alongside the famed heroes of Greece, Atalanta leaves her forest to join Jason's band of Argonauts. But can she carve her own place in the legends in a world made for men? I absolutely love when female authors decide to go back into Greek mythology and other mythologies and rewrite female characters. I think it's really empowering, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I've still got Electra to read, but if I've heard anything about Jennifer Saint, it's an incredible writer for women's stories in Greek mythology. So I'm very excited about this one. Now, this next book is called Pandora by Susan Stoke Chapman. And I haven't heard of this, but of course Pandora is Greek, so I was already going to be obsessed. I don't know how much Greek mythology is involved in this book, but I'm classing it as Greek mythology. I think it's kind of like general fiction with Greek mythology. So let me read it for you. London, 1799. Dora Blake lives with her uncle in what used to be her parents' famed shop of antiquities. When a mysterious Greek vase is delivered, Dora is intrigued by her uncle's suspicious behaviour and enlists the help of Edward Lawrence, a young antiquarian scholar. For Edward, the ancient vase is the key to unlocking his professional future. For Dora, it's a chance to restore the shop to its former glory and to escape her nefarious uncle. But what Edward discovers about the vase has Dora questioning everything she has believed about her life, her family, and even the world as she knows it. And the Daily Mail has reviewed this as being just gorgeous, romantic, suspenseful, and beautifully written, a glorious treat. Sorry if in the last clip you heard my Alexa device going off. It was a calendar notification, so that's why I talked a bit louder at the end. I apologise in advance. Well, in hindsight, I apologise. So this next book is Alone with You in the Ever by Olivia Blake. I absolutely love Olivia Blake. She is the one that wrote the Atlas 6 series. So if you love her, I would definitely recommend. If you love those stories, I would definitely recommend you checking out the other works that they've written, because it's just I can't see how they could do any wrong. So this one is classed as romance, and it says, in a Chicago art gallery, two people meet by chance. He is a doctoral student consumed by calculations on time travel, which he uses as a distraction from destructive thoughts. She is a bipolar counterfeit artist undergoing court-ordered psychotherapy. By the end of the story, these things will still be true, but this is not a story about endings. For Regan, people are predictably tedious, including and perhaps especially herself. She copes with the dreariness of existence by living compulsively, sometimes imagining a new, alternate timeline springing from each rash decision. To Aldo, the world feels chaotic, so he's erected a wall of routines, a backmeat of rules. Without them, the framework of his existence would collapse. For Regan and Aldo, life has involved resigning themselves to society's expectations. But could 6 conversations with a stranger be the variable that disrupts the entire simulation? Seems very deep, seems very thought-provoking, and I'm very excited. I've actually been looking for this one for ages, and I've had it on my Amazon wishlist for ages, but could not find it anywhere unless it was hardback. So I'm really grateful that I found it in the book circle. So it's definitely a good place for books that you might not have seen in more popular stores. Now, this next book is another one that I've had on my list for ages. I think I've had it on my Kindle list for ages, and then I had it on my physical list for a while. Because again, couldn't find it anywhere. And I'm not one of those people that will order from Amazon loads unless it's a book that I really, really want and can't wait to get hold of. But this is Ink, Blood, Sister Scribe by Emma Tors. And I can't believe I haven't heard more people talking about this. Just off me reading the blurb alone, I am very excited, so let me read it for you. Deep in the woods of Vermont is a house nobody can find, a house where Joanna Calote lives alone, protecting a collection of rare books. But these aren't ordinary books. These are books of ancient magic containing spells written in blood. Joanna's estranged older sister, Esper, is constantly on the move, attempting to outrun the deadly magic that killed her mother. Now camped out in an isolated research base in Antarctica, Esper has finally found a sense of happiness and belonging. But when she finds blood on a mirror, she knows she's being watched and hunted. But by who? All she knows is that she, Joanna, and the books they protect are in terrible danger. This seems really, really exciting. The cover is beautiful. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how gilded and beautiful it is? And I'm really sad, not sad, but really disappointed that I haven't seen more people talking about this. Like, when it came out, I don't even think it was talked about much, but I think it deserves so much. We will see. I'm expecting an excellent read, and I just can't wait to get around to this finally. This last book in my massive haul is definitely a reminiscing childhood memory, and I've kind of also jumped on the bandwagon of everyone wanting to read Jacqueline Wilson again. I'm going to have to increase my Jacqueline Wilson collection slowly because I rearranged my bookcase the other day and I still have no room for books, really. I don't even know how I'm going to get all of these to fit in. But this is The Illustrated Mum by Jacqueline Wilson. And it says, I'll read the front because on the front it says, Dolphin adores her beautiful, unusual mum, but her wild ways lead to trouble. I remember reading this in I want to say in the primary school, beginning of high school, and I absolutely love Jacqueline Wilson, so I'm really glad to be able to have found this in the bookshop and to have my hands on it finally. And it says, Marigold is my bright, beautiful mum. She's covered in tattoos head to toe. I think she's the most magical mum in the world. I sometimes just wish she'd looked after us better. And I always found, now that I'm older and rereading and going to be reading Jacqueline Wilson, I think I'm going to find that her books were probably too dark for me to read at the age I was at. But she made dark topics and conversations just really easy to read. I don't know, how many of you have read Jacqueline Wilson and thought, looking back on it now, that you shouldn't have been reading those books at the age you were reading them at? Because I feel like that may be a common thread. But yes, this is the last book in the haul. I'm very excited to read it. And yeah, so So I'm going to say thank you for watching my massive haul. I know this is going to be a really long video, but I've had a blast filming it and showing you what all my new books are. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and share my video with as many of your book friends and as many times as you can in the Bookish community, because I'd really love to reach 100 subscribers by the end of the year if possible. I know it's a target I might not reach, but I'm going to work on it because I really want to keep making videos, and I want to know that people are watching and listening and engaging. So yeah, if you've enjoyed my haul, comment down below which book you're most excited, or like which book caught your eye the most, or which genre caught your eye the most. You might like a few different ones. Just, yeah, leave some comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.